My name is Malcolm High. I've been a meter reader close to 41 years. The first 31 of those years I was a walker, and the last 10 years I've been a trucker. And one thing I've observed over the last year or so is we've all become truckers. As I drive into the office, I'm just like everybody else. We're thinking about issues in our lives. If you're blessed to have family, maybe your kids, college educations, or whatever, but you've got things going on in your life that you're thinking about. But this is the time I like to just kind of gear up for the day. Maybe think about the route that I have to read. Maybe I'm reading somebody else's route. Maybe I'll talk to them, ask a few questions. But in the early morning hours, I like to kind of gear up for what I got ahead. Here we are, we're in the Cupertino yard. I'm parking my personal vehicle. They like you to back in, so at the end of the day, when you get in your car, you can go straight out. Another day in the world of meter reading. So here we are in the Cupertino office, and here is Vashon, and together he and I have 45 years experience.
45 years? I only got 4 years. How many you got?
Man, I must have a lot of years.
Malcolm, I thought you had 55 years ago.
Jesus. So every day we grab our device from the cradle and look at it and see what we're reading. Most of the time we used to read full routes, but most of them now are split. So it looks like I'm sharing a route with Mick. Chuck, am I sharing a route with Mick today?
You're reading a truck route, young man. Be sure to be safe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chuck, on that F-36 that Mick and Vashon are splitting, do they both have the follow-ups?
Yes. I understand that you have a smart meter, but it hasn't transitioned yet. So my meter reader will have to come into your yard.
Hi, my name is Patrick Mick, Cupertino De Anza meter reading supervisor. I actually started off reading meters. I read meters for about 15 years, so I know what it takes to get the job done. One of my biggest pet peeves is readers not updating their notes. Whether it's your route or you're reading a new route, it's a safety issue to me. Let's go ahead and update those notes, meter locations, dogs, any kind of hazards or access problems. I had a reader come in the other day, very frustrated. She was reading a new route, and it had to do about a bad dog. And the dog died 8 years ago. So that's my my knowledge I can pass on to everybody. Just update the notes. We'll all be happy campers. Be safe out there.
So as we head out to our route, after we've done all our stretching, spend a few minutes stretching, loosening up, limbering. They used to emphasize sprains and strains. Well, you're going to get less strains and sprains if you limber up beforehand. Just take a couple minutes. At the start of each day, I like to look in the device and see which meters are at the end. Generally, those are ones that have to be reset sequentially. So in this instance, it's some new construction behind me. I'll go ahead and read it and then resequence it in the route. Yeah, the neighborhood I'm just leaving used to have about 200 accounts. Now it's down to 7. It used to take me an hour. Now it takes me an hour and a half. Just joking. Obviously less, but not proportionately less. It does take time to get in your car, go to the next account, drive 6, drive 8. So be alert out there. Here's a scenario we all come across, especially truckers. Yeah, you'll be returning at 9 o'clock. It's 10 after 9. So maybe leave a door hanger, say I'll check back, leave your cell phone number so they can call you, and you double back and get the read. I guess that's a sign of the times. Obviously, this is a place that was open during the day. I'd go in, get the key, read the meter. Now I read that they're closed from 9 to 2, so I'm going to either have to get here before 9 a.m. in the morning or double back and get it after 2 o'clock. It's just what we do. You want me to go open it and bring it back? Okay, thank you, my friend. Take care. So we got the key, we returned the key, and we got the read. In the future, on this account, we're going to have to get here before 9 o'clock or after 2 o'clock or get a contact number that we can call ahead and meet somebody out there. It's a little different out there now. With the smart meter, there's going to be meters not in your device anymore. So as you used to read every right driveway or you just sequentially read that whole street, you're going to be skipping accounts. So when you're updating your codes, maybe put, hey, it's the 2-story red house on the right-hand side, or skip 6, white picket fence. There's different visual cues that you can use on your code. So please update them. You may know where you're going, but the next reader, the substitute reader, may not. Yeah, and you got to try to be helpful to the next reader. For instance, on this one, it's a scope over the fence, and what I did is I ended up putting little seals on there so that the person would know that's the place where you scope the meter. In all the years that I've done meter reading, the biggest change obviously was when we went from books to reading with the device, and I think it's been a great change. It's actually easier, but what we are is we're retrievers of information. We go to the customer's premise, business, house, get the read, and get out safely without angering anybody, without making the customer mad, closing the gate, not getting bit by the dog, and not getting hurt ourselves. This is a great example of how the routes have changed. This is a gigantic condo complex. It used to take me about 25 minutes to read this. There's about 200 accounts. Now there's only 6. This is the first account in the route. Before it was about the 50th account in the route. So what I had to do is change it to, there's a handicap parking spot right here. So I said, as you enter in left driveway, look for handicap spot, gas meter left of handicap. So use visual cues. So actually, there's only 3 meters in this complex, but without good coding, this could have easily taken 10 or 15 minutes if the person didn't know where they were going. This last account says opposite mailboxes that you see as you enter, and 100 feet right, and there's the meter. So here we are. We've got about 6, 7 gas meters, but the only one we read is this first one. But it's pretty hard to see that it's apartment 4. So what I do is I just say, hey, it's the first meter there. Otherwise, you'd be down there kind of looking around, trying to find meter numbers or the actual apartment number printed on there. So if it's the first or the third or the fifth, put that down there. It helps out a lot. So after I read that last gas, the next one said 5th gas meter, but it turned out it wasn't even that apartment complex. It was the next one. Instead of 382, it was 392 address. So be aware of that and recode it. Put in there next complex or next apartment, so the next person will know that. One of my pet peeves is nails that people install while they're putting a handle on here that sticks through, so when you reach around you can get pinched on your finger. I'll give you an example. Yeah, that's going to hurt right there. So watch when you open it and you reach through, you don't grab there, or code it as such. We've all gone into meter rooms or dark rooms where we really need a flashlight, so what I've done is kind of attached a little $3 flashlight onto my device. Really helps out. Okay, Chris. Yeah, I can be there in 5 minutes. All right, I'll see you there. Outside, back, by the back entrance. Great, thanks. Okay, we just arranged to meet Christy to open up a locked account. On this particular account, I call them in the morning, leave my phone number. Generally, I get a voice message, and I tell her to call me back when she has time, and she just did, so here we go. So this medical building is locked, and Christy's going to meet us out here. This is not unlike a lot of our vacant commercial buildings where we have to make contacts with the customer, and they generally call us back, and then we meet. Matter of fact, here she is now. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Malcolm. How are you?
Good. You got the key? Great.
Yes, got the key.
Terrific.
Thank you.
We've all heard the saying, never assume anything, but I like to put a little twist to that. I assume that the person in front of me is going to make the wrong move or back out at the last minute. So if you do defensive driving and assume that the worst thing could possibly happen, you'll be safer in the long run. With the way the economy is, no one's out there painting their curbs like they used to, so we do rely on visual cues. So this one says skip to accounts, red trim, so that's what we're looking for. The account that I just read, the next door neighbor came out and wondered why I wasn't reading his meter, and I had to explain that with the smart meter program we don't read everybody's meter. So if you have any questions, or they do, refer them to the number on the card that you carry. Keep it in your wallet, keep it in your truck, keep it in your personal vehicle. The number is 1-866-743-0263. They'll answer the questions. Here's an accident waiting to happen. I go down these steps, somebody left a hose out there, somebody's gonna take a header. Again, another area that's dark, the light doesn't work, it's burned out, I've asked them to replace it, but what are you gonna do? So here we go with our flashlight. Yeah, here's the hose, and one of the reasons they had it down here is they were trying to tap into some water here, which meant the door was left open. I generally unlock it with a lockbox, I secure it back up, so I'll do a follow-up at the end of the day and call them and let them know, hey, I got here, the door was open. The account we just read, it was my last account of the day. So what I like to do is look into the device and see if there's any misses that I can go back and see if I can pick up, any contact numbers that I can call, do follow-ups on that. And as far as tomorrow's route, if there's any people that I need to call to alert them that I'm going to be there. So, back to the office, driving safely.
Trucking, I'm going home. Whoa, whoa, baby, that's where I belong. Back home, sit down and patch my bones and get back trucking. Come on, come on.
You're reading a truck route, young man. Be sure to be safe.
Yes, sir.